Hey, Moose. What you doing, Moose? Good morning, guys. We are up at the cottage. It is Thanksgiving weekend for us Canadians. And, yeah, we came up Friday afternoon. And, it was just Carol, Ben, and I Friday afternoon. And then eventually my mom and my niece came up. And then Saturday, my sister and her husband came up. And but Friday night, we had a nice bonfire down by the lake. Ben set that up. Before we had the bonfire, we had steak dinners, and that was lovely. And then I just realized this is going to be a nice little seat for me for a minute. And then we went to bed, had a good night. It was pretty chilly here. It's like 9 to 10 degrees Celsius. And Saturday morning, woke up, slept in probably till 9 or later, I think. It's probably 9. Got up and just kind of milled about and kind of started like working on closing the cottage down a little bit, like just moving chairs off the dock and putting them on the deck because they'll eventually come inside the cottage once we shut the cottage down tomorrow. So, and then we had our lunch, and I had like 4 eggs, 4 bacon, and put cayenne pepper on it, and lots of butter and salt. The pink Himalayan good salt, of course. And then it did rain off and on throughout every single day, except Friday. Friday it didn't rain at all. Saturday it rained off and on. Today's Sunday. It rained last night. Ben went home last night, but yesterday afternoon, Ben and I played Pent, and I think we did that after we kind of put the dock to bed. So we had to we have to loosen up the 4 anchors on the dock. So there's an anchor for each corner of the large part of the dock. So you loosen that up a couple feet, and then you disconnect the ramp from the 2 docks. So you had to pull the pins out, and then pull the pins out of the ramp to the solid dock to the shore. Then you had to like pull that up onto the dock. So we had to figure a better way of doing that because it's really heavy, even for Ben and I to try and lift it up. It's got to be well over 300 pounds, to the point we could barely budget when it was on the big dock. When we try to lift it, it's like such a solid dead weight. So we'll have to figure an easier way to get it slid up on the dock. So we'll probably buy like 2 4x4s, put them in the water, and up against the dock. And then as we pull the ramp out, it'll just slide up on top. Because the problem was you slide it and then the float at the end hooks onto the end of the dock. And then it is so heavy that we can't lift it and to get it up on top. So we both had to get in the water, which was too bad. The water's really cold, but it was only up to just above our knees maybe. And so we had to like basically, what do they call that? I think it's called bench press. Bench press? There's a certain type of press where you push up. So we both had to do that and then push it onto the dock. Oh boy. And then we also got like metal poles to help roll it on the dock. But of course the pieces of wood are going the same direction as the rolling thing. So when it gets to 2 pieces of wood, it wants to sit between the 2 pieces of wood. So it kind of held us back a little bit. And then last night we cooked up some more steaks. Ben was the chef for our steak, and Virginia's husband tag teamed with Ben on the barbecue, and he cooked his steaks, or their steaks. So Ben cooked ours, and also made like beef patties for Carol and my mom, and that's what they had. And my mom had provolone cheese on hers, and she enjoyed that. And then last night, Ben went home probably just after dinner sometime, and then we all watched Equalizer 3. Fantastic movie. I highly recommend it. I've loved all the Equalizer movies, but yeah, it's kind of good to watch the first one. It doesn't matter if you have seen the first or second one, but it's kind of gives you a little bit more of a backstory of kind of where he came from and what's going on. So, because he's kind of a rogue guy now, and I think that happened at the end of either part 1. I think at the end of part 1, he kind of like, if anybody needs help, I'll help them, because he kind of came out of retirement to start helping people. He was like ex-CIA or whatever. But so today is Sunday. I'm gonna hopefully. Ben and Carol and I did go for a walk yesterday, but it started raining, so I had to bring an umbrella, and I wore my rain jacket. But today, I'm not sure if it's going to rain all day or when it's going to start. But right now, it's not raining. So Carol and I are moving out of the cottage into Moose. That's why we brought Moose. We also weren't sure exactly. Sometimes extended family free up some time and then surprise us, and so we don't have enough places to sleep in the cottage sometimes. So it's always good to bring up Moose as a backup bedroom, basically. And I don't mind sleeping in Moose. It's a great place. We'll be plugging that in tonight for sure. That thing will heat this area up really nicely, and of course we'll pull it away from the wall, put it in the center right here. So we got to get out the cable and plug it in, because we are sitting at 28%. So something's draining it, because I had it up to 70. So this is off. I think the system will decharge after a while, I guess, to save the batteries. And I can go into the settings and see my charge level is set to 90. I don't want it to charge higher than 90. And then I have my discharge level at 20%, which means I don't want it to go lower than 20. But maybe I should set that higher. I'm not 100% sure how that works in the smart generator on and off. That's if we have it being powered by the alternator or battery of the vehicle when it's driving. So anyway, let's turn that on, get some light in here. So we're going to just organize the bed a bit. We do have our electric blankets as well. So when we have the electric blankets on low and this thing on, this is great to heat up the space, but the electric blankets keep us nice and warm in bed. Right now it is 4 degrees, so it is cold. They said it's going to possibly snow in some places. Carol put this thing on rollers, which is good when you're like want to get in and out, because it's a chest fridge, right? And also I should check this thing. How much power? We're down to 50% on the Jackery 1000 Pro. We did have it plugged in to that outlet down there, the DC outlet, on the way up, because this was, I think, at 60%, and then by the time we got to the cottage it was at 75. But I brought the other cable just in case if we really need to. But this will survive for sure until tomorrow. Keeping this thing cool. Just realized this was off. I'm not sure if Carol turned it off or not, because this was off. So somebody was messing with it. Let's get out the cable. Oh, let's have another sip of this coffee. My sister brought up some new pods, and that's a bold roast or something, and it's tasty. Definitely better than the pods my mom buys, but that's what she likes, so I don't complain. Bring your own pods, Domik. So and this was in our shed, so we brought that so that if we go away on holiday this upcoming winter, I'll be ready if we go somewhere tropical. Okay, let's plug this beast in. Brought Ben's fishing rods, but we never had time to fish. The company who made this, I wish they had built it the other way around, because I'd rather have it plugged in this way, but almost all the plugs have the ground on the top, so I have to bend it weirdly. It's just a weird way to plug it in. Now it's hanging weirdly. So again, now we gotta go check to see And what, first thing I'm going to check to see if it's blown the fuse, because it did last time. Okay, so all the lights are on. And we are being charged. Not sure why it's red or orange. That's weird. That doesn't usually happen. So my input is 1,000 kilowatts. And yeah, so it's saying in 4 hours, 30 minutes, it's going to change. That it will be fully charged to 90%. Again, because I set it to 90. At this time, I think I'm going to change my discharge level to like 30. I don't understand what the discharge level is, because I had it set to, see, if I try to bring it higher, it won't let me go higher. So maximum discharge level 30%. Is that how low it's going to go, or it's going to discharge at 30% speed? I don't know. I really don't know. But I'll leave it at 20 for now and see what happens. I'll have to read up on that. So at the moment, in 3 hours, it'll be fully charged. But we're going to keep it plugged in because we're going to be having the heater on and the electric blankets. So I'm just going to organize Moose a little bit more, get the heater out, plug it in, and then we'll empty out our bedroom of all of our stuff that we brought up, and then we'll put that whole room to sleep. And we start putting the beds up against the wall and stuff, just in case mice get in. And if you leave the beds flat, they can build nests in between the things. So that room, for some reason, never ever gets mice in it. And like the only place that will get mice is in the kitchen if they come in the cottage. It's happened in the past. Last year, I don't think we had any, which is great. We do hire like a pest control company to come in and put traps around and stuff like that to try and keep them at bay. All right, so I'm gonna get this stuff done, and we'll see you in the next vlog. See ya. Thanks. Bye.